What's going on, everybody? Erod212 here. Another haul video. I see I got Jeff G in the chat, my man Rag718, Omega Comics, Universe X, Big Lion Cat. Just let me know if you guys can hear me clearly, and we'll get moving. Somebody could just hit me up and let me know if they can hear me. I appreciate it. And perfect. John Fiorelli, what's going on? How's everything? I haven't seen John in my channel before, so welcome. I appreciate you joining us. So time for another haul video. So what have I been doing? The butcher. What's going on? Wobbles, how's everything? I'm trying to figure out, like everybody else, now the LCSs are closed and there's no cons and there's no stores to go shopping at. Where am I going to be getting my books? So we were talking a little bit about this, myself, Manny, and Otto on his channel yesterday, but I've been trying different venues. So as I said before, my man The Butcher hit me up and told me there was some good deals to be had checking out some online auctions. So Heritage had an auction going on, and Comic Link had an auction going on. Yeah, work always sucks, bro. And I made a nice purchase off of there. So shout out to the Butcher 105. If you don't follow him, give him a sub. We need to get him to do some videos though. He's on Instagram also. Just the Rican and his comics. What's going on, my brother? How you been? No, I didn't grab the Electro. It went too high. I went up to 400 on it, but with Heritage, it's a 20% bump on the price that you put. So you got to factor that in, you know. So it went a little higher than I wanted to go for it. But the other thing I've been doing, I've been buying some books on Instagram, playing some raffles, and I actually won a couple raffles. So I've been fortunate recently and got some good deals. The other thing is these auctions on YouTube have been great. I mean, where do you go on an auction? Any auction, you can never go to a shop, let alone some like a small show, and see 3 FF4s go up. I mean, Silver Surfer 4s go up the way they went that one day. I think within 5 days in that community, because then I sold one, and I believe another one was sold, like 5 FF4s. I mean, excuse me again. So I'm thinking of Fantastic Four. That Silver Surfer 4 sold within like a week. It was crazy. All right, that's not bad. But I don't. 20% is crazy when Comic Link was what, 3%? You know. Thank you, Justarique. I appreciate that. Now I just got to get my my minutes up because it's something I never really worked on. You know. So there we go. AG Surfacer. Shout out to J Rod Hams. J Rod Hams in the house. What's good, J Rod? I haven't talked to him in a while. What's up, Murph? How's everything? Gorilla Grodd is here also. Yo. So yeah, and I've had this discussion with Murph and other guys. eBay's been another thing that I've been looking at. I've been trying to snipe some books there, here and there. That's getting tougher and tougher. But the whole thing with eBay, I look closely at the pictures. I think I'm a pretty accurate grader. So if I can see a book that's below, GPA and I can make a profit on it, I'm probably going to jump on it. Hey, Jeff Johnson, welcome. Good to have you in the chat, Jeff. How's everything? So I'll jump on it. So my recent one, and I'll show it in the video, but I did that road to FF5, and I purchased a Iron Fist 14 on there. When it was all said and done, I paid $121 for it. Like, I just got the grades back. It came back a 9.0. So I'm definitely big time, probably almost double, maybe triple my money there. It was a good investment, did well. But we're here for books. So I'm going to show you the books, and I'll tell you where I got them. I'll tell you why I got them. So we'll start off with this beauty right here. That's X-Men number 80, right? And it has some pressable defects. There's a guy I follow on YouTube. I mean, excuse me, on eBay, who sells. He calls them warehouse finds. So he must have massive inventory, and he puts a lot of these reprint X-Men. But these books, when you're getting into that 9.4, 9.6, 9.8 range, are pricey. So if you can get them clean and press them, I have number 93. I turned that into a 9.6, which was huge for me. I'll get these. I upgrade my older ones, and I'll use these. These are higher grades because I'd like to get them slabbed one day. You know, Theory, what's good, my brother? My man Gomez. Gomez has been putting out content. He is back. Gomez is back in the community. It's good to see him. Yeah, thanks, Justin Rican. New York is kind of going crazy right now. Coronavirus is just, I mean, it's actually becoming an epidemic everywhere you're seeing. I mean, New Orleans is getting hit hard, and Chicago, Chad RCG, and those guys are at. But New York right now is the hub. You know, we're getting crushed. But so that's what I've been doing with that. The same guy I bought these three, and these are minimum of 9.0s or better. I'm hoping for a little higher, but I picked up this gorgeous FF 113. Picked up this. I mean, it's immaculate. Let me show you the spine. That's that red back there. Bro, there's not a tick on that spine. Look at that book all the way across. So when I see a book like that, I cannot pass it up. It's just beautiful. Yeah, you know, and you're just seeing the numbers are just increasing so much now, Costa Rican, that it's sick. Yeah, these books are crisp, but this was the one I really wanted. It's fire right now. That I pick this up at high grade every chance I get. First Thundra. That white border is clean. Yeah. Look at that. Book is dope. So I'll take it any day. It has a little bit of overspray right there, but that's okay. I'll go with that every day. Oh, yo, man from Beantown, that was crazy, right? I buy that book every chance I get. It's another book I want. So man from Beantown was talking about. I mean, I got into a little bit of a bidding war yesterday, but I was able to win from Mr. Let and Avengers 47 and Avengers 48. He claims they're about 7.0 minimum. So even if they're both 7.0, I'm ahead of the game. Nice books, and if I can somehow get those books to go up a little bit, be it with a press or a clean or a gift grade, I'm straight. Very nice. Because the way I look at it, and you guys all probably think the same way, if Dane Whitman, the Black Knight, is signed for a 6-picture deal, because they signed the guy from Game of Thrones for a 6-picture deal to play the Black Knight. He's going to be in quite a few movies, which means that book is going to see a spike. It's seen a bigger spike. I don't think it's hit its peak yet. So Mr. Let has been putting out amazing books. Yeah, I told you, BLC, I'll shop for you a 20% fee. Kid Harington, that's his name. There you go, Kid Harington. And if if he kills it like he was in Game of Thrones, and that character just grows and grows, it's gonna be interesting. I tell you what, I did pick up, and I don't pick up too many variants, but I did pick up that Gwen Stacy variant right there, that in Huckley. Oh man, it's gorgeous. So that's the Virgin. I like it a lot. I missed out on the first one. I wish I had. And that book is in a 9.8 is crazy. You know. These on. Batman keys wobbles always maintain. They're always maintained. I mean, especially like his rogues and stuff like that. You know, you look at Ra's al Ghul, even his covers. You take what's it, 251, right? That Joker cover, or 227, that recreation cover. They just stay. They stay where they're supposed to be. You want to talk about that? That's an insane book, Murph. So Murph, we'll highlight this because we got to show this. Murph says, let's talk about Ashoka Tano. Crazy book these days, in Clone Wars #1. If you guys are not following that book, go take a look on eBay at sold prices on Star Wars Clone Wars #1, I believe it is, right, Murph? I happened to buy one from Game Swappers maybe a month and a half ago before the news came out. Yeah, that's Frankie's was selling that. There were a couple of people that were selling this, but it's beautiful. And you're looking at $300 to $400 for 9/8. Average raw prices are over $150. Me and Murph talk about it all the time. That Ashoka book just blew up, you know. And imagine if Sabine Wren or Kanan, all of those characters that have first appearances in the comics, those are kind of books right now, those Star Wars books with Disney Plus developing these characters that people might want to look at. 9.8 sold for 600 on eBay. There you go. Wobbles just pulled it up. See what I'm talking about, Wobbles? That book is insane. I have a copy. It's not a 9.8, but it's pretty nice. So here's a copy that I got. It's got like 5 ticks that break color, but it's still even an 8.0 on this book. And with the 5 ticks, I could probably get an 8.5 maybe on it because it's modern. Are selling for money. It's selling for a premium, a couple $100. So definitely a book that's on the rise. If you can find that on a stealth buy, I would say if you were at a show or in a shop that didn't know what they had, they still had it marked at that $20 range. But unfortunately, we're not. The variant is crazy though, Murph. It's tough to find. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about. Kanan the Last Padawan, #1. Right now, it's a nothing book. You got the 1 in 25. I would keep that. But you never know what's going to happen with that, you know? You never know what's going to happen with that. So here goes some more books. I bought off of one of our auctions again. I purchased a book off Kingpin himself, Roman Curtis. And he threw in some gimmies in there. He threw in this nice Cloak and Dagger #1. Variant edition for Ghost Rider #1. Love this John Romita Jr. I like this cover, but it's a Fantastic Four. It's the 3rd series. I can't even see the issue, but threw that in. Doctor Strange. And then he threw in, this was part of the deal. It's an Iron Fist 17, Marvel Premiere 17. It has a sub crease going through it, so it's probably like a 4.0 copy. Nice filler book though. And then the book I wanted, because another book, this book has decreased, so I make sure I buy this book all the time. You know, I just think that this book will see its day again, and it will rise again. So he said it was a 7.0 copy. I was looking at it. Maybe with a press, it probably can be like a 7.5. Depends. Corners aren't bad. 7.5. I'll take that. So really, really nice book. And then picked this up from 956 Ref. It's a book I didn't have. Marvel Previews First Star-Lord. It's a beater copy for sure. Edges are torn up. It's got a spine split on it and everything else. But cover presents nice, and just it's a filler right now in my collection just to have. Thanks, Kingdom Comics. Yo, Tito, where's your 50? and this goes out to everybody, Man from Beantown especially. Uh, so yeah, you know what though, Man from Beantown. I grew up in that era where we watched the martial arts movies. Channel 5 karate was a big thing over here in New York. Jeff Johnson can tell you about that. And we all grew up as kids. So I did read Iron Fist. My dad was a reader too, so we both read Iron Fist, and the White Tiger was like the first Puerto Rican superhero that we knew of. So, he came out in the magazine first. What was it? Deadly Hands of Kung Fu and Daughters of the Dragon and all of that stuff. So it was interesting. I loved it. So that's my connection. But what I was saying is, Man from Beantown, Kingdom, anybody out there that's here, I'm tagging y'all to put a top 50 video, and let's get creative with this, because everybody does top 50 in their collection, and that's always great. So put that out. But let's see some other top 50 categories. Myself and Biggies were talking about this, Joker and Jeff, and we were having this conversation. Let's see what else we could. Let's be creative. We've got time on our hands now. Let's make top 50 videos. Let's see what else we could do. I got another one probably coming out on Friday. It's going to be a banger. There's going to be some banging books on there. So, yeah. So like Man from Beantown, I grew up. My dad grew up reading Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and westerns and war books. So he was a big Sergeant Fury fan. So I grew up reading Sergeant Fury and Howling Commandos with Izzy and Gabe and all of those guys. Actually reading those books and enjoying them. And then like Ghost Rider, the original Ghost Rider, the westerns, Two Gun Kid, and Rawhide Kid, and all of those. I read those books as a youngster because my dad liked those, but he was a big Captain America guy, so that's why it's my second favorite character. It's my bond to my dad, And then as I was reading, he started reading X-Men. When I was collecting, he started rereading, and he's reading the X-Men stuff and all like that. So it's kind of connection. And then I got my little brother into reading the X-Men, so he actually knows the history. We just had a conversation the other day where he was trying to explain to people about Dark Phoenix and the whole Phoenix Saga and all of these other things. And people at work were like, because you know how it is. They watch movies and they're not there, So it's pretty funny. And now my oldest son is an avid reader. He's a Spider-Man guy. Comic Brains, you got your book saved? Perfect. I appreciate that. I'm glad everything got there. Thank you. I appreciate that. Top 10 stories, Gomez. There you go. That's a video for you. See, Gomez is on a roll. I am so happy to see my man Gomez back. Everybody Broski's all muscled up now and putting out videos. So here's a raffle win on Instagram. I did it last minute, support for a guy who always supports my raffles, and he's a real good guy. And I won Deceased #1. That's the Sudam variant where they're zombified. And Deceased was just a great story arc. That was there. Year of the Villain, El Arisen. I know that's become a hot book. #3. And then Batman Harley Quinn. So nice little win. Chad RCG just made up his 5 top Juggernaut covers. Chad, what's going on, brother? How's everything over there? You guys all right? Well, it's the same thing with me, Man from Beantown. My dad didn't have any books when I was growing up. His mom had thrown them all away. But I'll tell you a funny story is that his brother saved his collection, and he had the foresight. He used to put them in plastic bags before anybody was bagging and boarding him. But he had a collection of Golden Age Green Lantern, and it was amazing. And his thing was Tarzan. So he had a lot of Tarzan books, but Golden Age Green Lantern, All-Star Comics, which if he had those books today, it would have been insane. He sold a lot of them. He actually put his son through college with books, and this was in the 80s and 90s. So imagine what that collection will be worth today. But I got to actually hold those in my hand and actually read them. Yeah, unfortunately, Jeff G, they were a niche that, back then Westerns were the thing. I remember being a kid and, watching the old Westerns and like the Magnificent Seven and stuff like that. And just, wow, comics for all people. How's everything? So Kingdom Condom says, what are you saying here, Tato? I'm going to look at this. I got George Purse to sign my Justice League Puerto Rico flag variant with his Deadly Hands of Kung Fu 19 Inscription. I'm actually having George Perez sketch me a white tiger. That's awesome. A lot of people don't remember Hector Ayala as the white tiger. So I remember that vividly as a kid. We didn't have too many Puerto Rican superheroes back then. So to see that, I always remember that, Another raffle win. This guy is a good dude. If you get a chance on Instagram and you're into raffles, MGT Comics had this up, and I actually won this ASM 122 iconic Ramita cover. Probably one of my top 3 Ramita covers. 39 is probably one of my all-time favorite Ramita covers. I just love his first cover. So to win this 7.5, very nice, very, very nice. I have an 8.5 on this, so this is probably going to show up on one of the New York Warriors auction. So check it out. It'll have some wiggle room, so we'll have it for a nice price there. Guys will be able to bid on it and get a nice piece of history there, because that is history. I mean, 121, 122, just beautiful, beautiful. Two more books. Picked this one up, and I got this on IG also. And this book has become a pricey book. I got a very good deal on this. Hey, Jeff G, though, you notice that Ramita did really dope work during that time, but his art now sucks, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of it, but because he was forced to draw this way, they had what was called the Marvel way of drawing also, so that he had to follow the mold of like his dad and all those other artists, But this book right here, man, I mean, a 9.8, I think it's like a $500 book, maybe more. But even a 9.2, it's over $225 for this book right now. As everybody knows, this book has, you purchase this book, you make sure that you have the tattoo insert in there. Make sure both sides of it have that tattoo insert. The Comic Kid, this too might show up on a New York Warriors auction. So nice book though. It's either that or I'm gonna raffle it off, but it's probably gonna go on an auction. Spider Comic 7 has a playlist of all the current 50s he finds. There we go. So it has a playlist of all the current 50s he finds or someone links him. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I got to find that. I got to follow him, Spider Comics 7. So if you guys want to see all the top 50s, take a look at that, man. Lon Espinoza, what's going on, man? Yeah, I tell you, Jeff G, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, my two favorites, Kirby, and then I go into Ramita when it comes to all of that stuff. I like Sal Buscema too. He did a lot of great work. But good stuff. And then the last book I got. So this was on one of the auctions. I believe it was Thoreau's auction or Big Lion's auction. But Airboy was selling a couple of nice books, and this is a throw-in. And look at what he threw in, man. Just a great book. I believe this is the 3rd appearance of the Furry Beast. So Amazing Adventures number 13. And that's a good deal, Wobbles. It's cheap if you need it in the collection. And then this is my biggest purchase lately. But I got this Silver Surfer number 4 in a 5.0. Book is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I don't know how this graded a 5.0. I really was looking for major flaws on it, and I'm not seeing it except for that crease up top. Right there. You can see up top here. It's actually 2 creases that go across it. There you go. But other than that, man, book is clean and beautiful. I might actually crack this book out Give it a clean and press to take a shot at it, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the butcher. This, I'm thinking about it, but we were having this discussion, and we've actually brought this up a bunch of times now. Man, if this ever happens in a movie, shit's gonna be off the hook. I actually have this statue, um, and it's actually in a box now. I haven't displayed it in a while. Yeah, Gomez, I think I'm gonna crack and press it, bro. This book just keeps blowing up, so I got this for a good deal. I was able to sell my 4.0 on one of the New York Warriors auctions to help offset the cost on this. So an upgrade for sure. I would like to go as high as maybe a 7.5 or so, 8.0 on this book, but it starts getting crazy. We were just looking at prices the other day. A 7.0 on this book, I think, was over $750 to almost $800. Yeah, it's a little date stamp there on the board. November 27th of 19. I can't read what it says there, but date stamp on the board, which won't come out. That's that red ink. It's not a grease pencil or anything else. We'll see what happens with this. I don't know if I can get a bump on it. I was trying to see if there was. I mean, it's got a little chip on the bottom corner there, right? And I'm trying to see if it had a spine split anywhere, because it really didn't look like it had a spine split. And I'm not feeling the fact that dog ear there on the other corner there and that little chip on the bottom would bring this down to a 5.0. Book looks crisp, you know? 480. Butcher, you did a good job there, man. 480. That's a $700 book. I was just looking up the pricing on it. So that's awesome, man. That is awesome. So 5.0. Silver Surfer. Oh yeah, and what else? I did have a couple. Did I have a couple here? Yeah. No. One more book. I'll show you. Excuse me one second. Let me just. You know what? I'm not even gonna go grab it. But I'm probably gonna be raffling off First Black Widow. It's a 2.0. It's a great entry book for anybody who's interested. So check out my IG page for that. And I got another CGC shipment coming into me this week. So I'll have another video hopefully next week for you guys. So Comic Kid, and I'm sorry, they are definitely harder. There's a technique that you have to develop to press them, because the problem with that is if you don't press them properly, it's a square bound book, and that spine will crush. And you've seen a lot of them. You'll see it where this is flattened out and it just destroys the book. The other thing with these books, the square bounds, depending on the age, certain books will have glue and no staple, just glue throughout them. Like that X-Men 14, that Gambit book, that has all glue in it, man. And what's going to happen if you heat it up too much or anything else, that glue's going to run. So you have to have a technique for that also. Hey, Biggs, what's going on? Weapon X, yeah, you know what? I'm assuming that it all has to do with the governor. Florida hasn't put any restrictions on non-essentials not working. So CGC is still open for business. We actually called them the other day just to make sure, because CBCS had already shut down, but Texas was in a state of non-essentials not working and everything. So CBCS had shut down, but as of now, CGC is still up and running. Yeah, right. It depends on the era, Biggs. That they'll have that glue in there. Some of them actually have staples and glue. As they got a little further along, they just went to straight glue, and that could become a disaster. Trust me. When I first started out, I learned that the hard way. Governor is a CGC fanboy. Yeah. Yeah, Murph, CGC shipment, man. A couple of books there for my man, Amazing Murphinator. He jumped in on one of my submissions there. So, you know what, Lon? You'd have to really look at it and look, because the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8 is so minimal. It's one little defect, basically. And if you got a gift grade, but it's an old label, so they were, a little more lenient back. I mean, it's a little tighter back then, so you might get a higher grade. What I would look at on more than anything else is number one, if I buy that book at a 9 points, I have that book at a 9.6. What did I put into the book? And if it goes to a 9.8, what's the difference in the price point? So it's going to cost me, let's say, $15 to slab. I mean to press, and another 30. It's a Bronze Age. Let's say it's a $40 book to grade. So you're in the book like $55 with shipping and everything else, and the book is only going up by another $50, and it's only $100 more. Is it worth it? I'd keep that Bronze Age, that old label. But if it has the ability to get a bigger increase, because I do like the new CGC labels, I would probably take the shot. That's even tougher to press, Weapon X, only because the card stock is harder. It's kind of like this book. This book here has a harder card stock, and the minute that anybody even tries to read this along that crease line, you're going to see sometimes color break along it and everything else. So harder card stock. If you see anything that's a severe indentation, some of it will come out, just a little tougher to press, and not as forgiving as paper because it's a harder card stock. I think that's the best way I could explain that. Yes, he does. ETA Nick has a lot of tutorials out there on his pressing techniques. He talks more about cleaning than anything else. He'll talk about using humidity a little bit, but he's not revealing all his secrets. That's for damn sure. But probably one of my favorite channels to watch. I mean, he talks about the market. He talks about everything. He's pretty open about everything, which is awesome to see in a comic channel. I try and be as transparent as I can with everything. I'll show price points if I think that it would benefit people. So Wobbles, it's like everything else. Instagram has its ups, its downs. I really haven't had a bad transaction yet. But also look at people who have a big following, who have made multiple sales, reputation. A lot of us are on Instagram, so you're going to see a lot of us. You can talk to guys and find out if they've purchased for somebody. Yeah, of course, John. They're not, all cons are shut down, basically. All the big cons are either shut down or been postponed. So I know Emerald City got postponed right now, and I think Mohegan Sun, the one at Mohegan Sun, Terrific Con, that's been pushed back, I think, right now. So those are the ones. Fan Expo. No, I haven't seen anything on MegaCon or anything. You know what, Tito? I don't even know if all these cons are going to go off, because it's going to depend how long this quarantine. So like New York right now, we were set for April 5th, and now we've gotten pushed back till April 30th, and that's just to reach the peak. We're probably going to go into June with that, which is going to kill. I know East Coast Comic Con canceled, and they had Steve Englehart was going to be there, which was a big one for us. The New York Warriors, a guy we really don't get too often. And who was the other one that Joe Giglio was going to be there? Walt Simonson was going to be there with Louise this year, which is huge, but that got canceled. I'm assuming that New York Comic Con will get canceled also, but we shall see. Right now, it's a hospital. It's a triage center that they're using. East Coast now done. Terrific Con is still on. So is Garden State counting on? You know what? Is Garden State even going to be available? Because that's I don't know if that's even going to be available. See, there you go. So Lon, if it's a $500 bump, then it's worth the attempt, I would think. Depends on the book, depends on the defects, you know. Really take a look at it. If it's a color breaking tick, that's not going to get fixed. That could be your one. That might happen though, Tino. You know, MegaCon had a great lineup this year. Man, I was looking at that because I was actually talking to Manny and my son and I were talking about it also about and Joker. We were all talking about it possibly doing MegaCon next year because the lineup to MegaCon was solid this year. Really, really nice. You know what con is probably going to be open because I mean, if it has a shot, any con has a shot. Rhode Island is the last one because that's in November, and maybe Baltimore, which goes in if they push it back to October. Baltimore might be it, you know. Ed the Butcher, I don't know. I can't guarantee. I don't ever guarantee anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, grading is subjective. We will try though. I will try my hardest to make every book look the best that it possibly can. That's the way I explain that. But I do try and explain to people that they do need to educate themselves on defects and grading of books. So learn what you think can be cleaned and what is actually tanning or a stain of some sort that actually won't come out. I mean, I can make a book appear better, you know, a lot of times, but I don't work miracles, you know. Oh, okay. Rubenstein does some nice little sketches too. So if you deal with him, he's been pretty good. I got him to do a quarter sketch for me, and he does a lot of sketches on books and stuff. I've seen a lot of his work. But yeah. Biggies, do the Warriors have a show tonight? So I don't know if the Warriors have a show, but I know they have an auction tomorrow. So if they're not full, I might try and jump on. I don't know yet. It's going to be a game time decision for me, unfortunately. But check out the New York Warriors auction tomorrow, 10 o'clock. There's always some good books on there. A lot of laughs. I mean, it's just nonstop. Nonstop. Listen, and Mike gets it. Joker understands. You have to be honest with your customers. I could bullshit everybody and tell them, yeah, I'm going to be able to get this or this can be pressed. If I don't think that the book can get pressed or I don't think that I can press it to the best of my abilities, I will tell you that I'm not going to press that book and that I can't get it. I'll tell you why, and I'll try to show you the defects. It's good business, man. It's only fair. It's what I would expect of a presser if I used him to, you know, give me a little heads up and say, hey, this is why. You know, I can't press this book because this is not going to improve. Or, you know, this book shouldn't be pressed. It's not going to benefit from the press. You know, some people in for the money grab. I actually like the hobby and I like the art of pressing. That's the whole thing with me. I enjoy doing it. So I'll end it with that, you know, and check out the New York Warriors on Tuesday. They got their auction. Top 50 videos. Let's see them, people. I want to see all different types of top 50 videos. Consider yourself tagged. Yeah, BLC had a great auction on Saturday, and my man Chad RCG had a real good auction on Friday. There was some good books. So thank you, AG Surf. I appreciate that. You too, my brother. AG Surfer hasn't been putting out as many videos as he used to, but just a solid member of this community. You know, he's old school like us. He's been around for a long time. So sub each other up if you guys aren't subbed up to each other. And what's a raw 50? What's that? Kingdom. Yeah, I'm going to do a raw 50. I'm going to do 50 raw books in my collection. Top 50 raw books in my collection will be my next video. So check that out. My man Biggie's just did his. Go check out my man Joker M21. He just did his top 50. More to come. Yeah, I did the slabs. Now I'm going to do the raw. I think I got enough. Yeah, I got enough. But again, let's see some of your videos, guys. All right. But if you have any pressing questions, any pressing needs, hit me up on IG, and I'll shoot you a quote. I'll tell you exactly what my services entail, what I charge, and what, you know, my turnaround time. Right now, I'm about 3 to 4 week turnaround time, but it's going to be improving soon. I'm finishing off a major order, and then one more big order, and then it's just a couple small ones for now. That's it. The butcher, man. We're all quarantined. Let's just chill, watch each other's videos, laugh, have a good time, So until my next video, peace.